Beckett always had a liking for the anti-academic jokes. At Trinity, he successfully lectured to the University Modern Languages Society on a non-existent group of French poets called Les Convergistes. No one has exposed the follies of pseudo-intellectualism more hilarious yet more ruthlessly. Beckett came to London and took up a job as an attendant in a mental home for a year. Jack McGowan, an Irish actor, believed that Beckett's first novel, Murphy 1938, came out of his experiences as an attendant in the mental hospital, during which period he had seen many people who were handicapped severely in some way. Besides, there was a war pensioners' hospital very close to where he was born. When he was young, he saw them regularly every day. They were at various stages of physical disability. No wonder many of Beckett's characters like Ham, Clove, Nell, Nag, Pozzo, Lucky, etc. are damaged people. Speaking of his childhood to McGowan, though Beckett stated, "People must think I had a very unhappy childhood, but I had not really. I had a very good childhood and a very normal childhood as childhoods go, but I was more aware of unhappiness around me than happiness." Beckett thus grew to be very sensitive to his surroundings. The next 5 years, beginning end of 1934, Beckett moved from London to Dublin and from Paris to Kassel and Munich. In 1934, Beckett published his first volume of stories, More Pricks Than Kicks. The book was banned by the Irish authorities, and it appears that thereafter Beckett decided to spend as little time as possible in his country of birth. He took up residence in Paris in 1937. There on January 7, 1939, an incident occurred that had a deep and lasting effect on his life in many ways. While walking out at night, he was accosted and stabbed by a pimp named Prudent. He was administered the first aid by a passing conservatoire student, Susan Deschevaux Dumnil, who thus entered Beckett's life and after 22 years of live-in relationship with him, eventually became his wife in 1962. In June 1940, when the German army occupied Paris, Beckett and Susan moved to Erecon and returned to Paris. He was so disgusted with the Nazis' treatment of the Jews, who were forced to wear a yellow Star of David stitched onto their clothing, that he felt compelled to act. "I couldn't stand with my arms folded," and he became actively involved with a resistance group with its agents spread out all over France, collecting information about enemy troop movement. But in August 1942, the group was betrayed, and out of about 82 members, less than 20 survived. Beckett and his wife were alerted and then escaped barely half an hour before the Gestapo came for them. For the next 4 months, they were on the run and lived life dangerously. At last they crossed into unoccupied France, ending up at Roussillon, a village in high mountains famous for its red clay. Here they remained in a semi-hiding until the German occupation collapsed. He worked as a farm laborer during the daytime, while in the evening he wrote What, 1953, a comic novel. This, as Beckett put it, helped to take his mind off the German occupation.